What the fuck am I doing with this channel now? I'm gonna make this sort of a little short introduction for this channel. Basically what I'm gonna be doing for this channel from this point onward is like more of a passion project. I'm huge into videography and photography, if you can't tell by my cluster of little friends here. And today we're gonna be talking about one of them, but first I have an image to show you. Does this image look like it was taken with a $75 camera? I would say no. I would say no, it doesn't. It looks more comparable to this $300 Sony NEX6 that I picked up, if the camera will focus there. This camera is amazing. It's a 16.1 megapixel sensor. I'm not sure the exact resolution of the images. I'll show that number here somewhere on the fucking screen, wherever. And yeah, this is a solid all-around photography camera. It has an EVF, which is very, very useful. The current camera I'm using to film this is around $1,200, and it also has an EVF. Those are the only two cameras that I own that have an EVF, and I love them. I barely shoot with any of these anymore. Well, I shouldn't say that. My Sony A3000, which is the camera in particular that we're going to be talking about today, also has an EVF, but it's a tad bit different. We'll get into that. I barely shoot with my Sony NEX F3 or my Sony NEX 5N, regardless that they have the same megapixel sensor and basically the same technology as the NEX 6. I barely shoot with them anymore just because of the fact they don't have an EVF. Anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked. Let's redirect our attention back to the Sony A3000, shall we? That image I showed you before came from this camera. I don't have a lens on it right now, but this is the camera body. We'll talk about the camera body more later. It ain't good. Here's some more image and video samples. I'll throw them up on the screen here. They are very, very crisp, very nice. 1080p 24 progressive video output on this puppy. It's just very well-rounded, nice looking images and pretty decent video. I'm not a big fan of the 30i, so I kind of just keep it at 24p for that cinematic effect. Whenever I want to shoot cinematic 1080p, this is what I would go for. It's a little bit low on my spectrum. This shoots 1080p 60. This shoots 1080p 60. The camera I shoot with shoots in 4K 24 or 4K 30 or 1080p 120, so that's very, very good. So 1080p 24 progressive is a little bit low for my liking, but you know, I'll still use it. Big part about this camera is the 20.1 megapixel XMOR. I'm not sure what the XMOR word means. If it has a meaning, I'll throw a fucking Wikipedia page on it on the screen here. Basically, it has 4 more megapixels than any of my other cameras except that one and the one that's on the post back there. What's the significance of that? Much sharper images and better low light performance. Look at these two astrophotography pictures that I took. Granted, they're on different nights, but which one came out of which camera? I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. If you said the one on the right came from the Sony A3000, you would be correct. And look how much less noise and how sharper the stars are. I use the same lens on both bodies, and man, the A3000 kills the NEX6 here. They are both APS-C bodies. That's about it for the good stuff. Time for the bad stuff. There's one big problem I have with this camera body. Take a look at it. You know, it looks nice. Can you guess what it is? I'll set my mic down and I'll show you guys what all my other Sony camera bodies look like. Hold on. Now here's the Sony A3000. Rest in peace, my focus, but there's no fucking flip-up screen. That pisses me off. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the flip-up screens that Sony puts on their camera bodies. I fucking love them. They are amazing. You can go down deep for a low shot, flip the screen up, you can see what you're shooting. Hold the camera way up, you can flip the screen down, you can see what you're shooting. And this camera has like a half resolution screen anyway than any of the other ones. And the viewfinder, oh my god. A, it's not an automatic viewfinder. It has this button to switch between the screen and the viewfinder. Stupid. Dumb. dumb. I would never use the viewfinder in that anyway. The colors are all washed out. The resolution's horrendous. Just absolutely the worst thing to exist ever. But not having a flip-up screen? How are you supposed to use the camera at all? That's not the only thing, but that's the only thing that I'm gonna really rag on about this camera, other than the disgustingly gross plastic body they use. Oh, I mean, this one, this is made out of plastic. If you guys can see that, this is plastic, and it still has more heft and feels better than the A3000, which is like double the size because it's made to look like a DSLR instead of a mirrorless, which is also, again, a really dumb thing. It makes it look big and clunky. It's just all around bad. This camera weighs more than this one. Ain't that crazy to you? I don't really have much more to say about it other than, yeah, it shoots pretty good video and pretty stellar photos, but would I spend $74 on it again? Probably not. Now, if that's not a big thing for you, I'll link this camera in a few different places down below for as cheap as I can find them. And I might be selling this body too, so if you're interested, hit me up. We can negotiate a price, probably around the $70 range. I might want to keep it for my collection too, because I have an army of these things. So yeah, would I use this camera? No, I don't like using it because of the horrible resolution of the screen and viewfinder, the awful viewfinder, the lack of a flip-up screen. It's all around bad. No, I would prefer using a 4 less megapixel sensor, but have a better user experience than have a higher megapixel sensor, but a worse user experience. That's something you have to think about when buying a camera body, is the ergonomics of the whole thing. Like, this camera I'm shooting with is fucking amazing. I would not change the world. Anything. What am I talking about? Anyways, so if you guys were wondering if I would buy this camera again, no, I probably wouldn't. Should you guys buy it? It depends on your situation. Do you guys care if you feel plasticky and this cheap, gross feel of this body? If you don't really care about that and you just care about the image quality, then sure, pick it up. I struggle to even focus with a manual focus prime lens with this awful screen resolution. Here, let's see if I can show you guys what this looks like really fast. I'll try to zoom in as much as I can, but do you guys see how awful this is? It's just not good. Now I don't have a macro lens to show you guys the actual pixels and how awfully far apart they are. But yeah, so this is gonna be more of a passion project channel other than like a daily upload channel like my main channel, Mr. Mustard. If you guys are new here, you should go subscribe to my main channel. We play video games over there and we scream a lot. This is more of a laid back, I'll upload when I feel like it type shit. The next video on this channel will probably be ranking all of the Sony NEX cameras that I have and or have used, because I have a NEX 5 that I gave to my mom because she's my mama. So yeah, I have that, and then I have a Polaroid video that I want to work on. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see. If you have old photography gear, if you have photography gear you want to see on this channel, or if you have other ideas, you can either send those things my way or send ideas my way, and I will get around to it on this channel. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.